Indeed they will. Come on, let's do this. Let's go, Mr. Tommy Tinkle. Oh, God. A little bit of information about Tommy Tinkle. They registered under Tommy Tinkle for the website. Sorry, for their email. But it actually belongs to Riot Games Maker. And so I was really confused. I was talking to the wrong guy. And apparently Tommy stole Riot Games Maker's in-game name. So, sneaky bastard there. Anyway, I would imagine Cat, Kate, Thresh, Cho'Gath, Renekton, Leona, Garen, Tarek, a lot of those are being picked out from both of these teams in their solo queues. There goes down the Nasus, actually. I didn't see that in there. And the Rumble as well, of course, very powerful in that top lane, and in fact in that. But they are getting rid of them as Fortune, but they're playing a lot of Caitlyn, to be honest. I think Caitlyn's going to be the pick ADC of this game. They like that range. They like those traps. They like that escape with the 90 caliber net. Why wouldn't you? By the way, how are you guys going tonight? Let me know. Let me know if I'm boring you. I'll try. I'll try a little bit harder. Dieta and Blitzcrank get a band out there. So it is going to be the two pull champions. Nautilus, of course, no love for him in Season 3. Still so slow at jungling. And there's the Kate first pick out for the blue team. You saw it there, backdoor plumbers. They knew exactly what they were looking for, but it looks like Riot Games Maker going to be responding with a Jarvan, which wasn't in their lineup either, but still very, very powerful. Yeah, double jungle. I'm kidding. They both got smite in this. I know you guys can't see the summoner icons, but they both got smite, and I thought it might be funny to just say that. And maybe they don't anymore. I'm giving away nothing! Except for the stuff that I just gave away. Anyway, Draven going to be picked out as well. Just had a frozen coke and my throat is not trying to work very much. But it is going to be a Draven. Do tell me if my voice is too loud or too soft or too beautiful. Yeah, I'm right though. I'm pretty much right. Draven, yeah, it's going to be Predict the ADC. It's going to be Lockdown from Jarvan, straight damage. I think that Kha'Zix's definitely a good pick. High amount of damage. Great burst. And of course he can go target that Draven. It's going to be quite difficult to predict him against a Kha'Zix. I can tell you that. BDP, most definitely it is going to be Blackdoor Plumber's Blackdoor Plumber. I'm not going to. Oh God. What? Okay, Backdoor, back. But either way, that name is incredibly disturbing. If you guys don't get the joke, I really hope you don't. Anyway, Reaping Chaos going to pick up the Sonar as well. Beautiful ultimate. It looks like they've got good control, but they don't have a lot of durability yet for Backdoor Plumbers. I Love Doty have a lot of great control. They've got a lot of tankiness. They've got a lot of damage. They've got a great mix of it. Oh, I wouldn't expect that, Jax. I think he's gonna stick with the Renekton. Is Tommy thinking? Oh, he does go with the Jax. Less tankiness and more sustained damage, but way less burst, to be honest. Especially in the early game. It's going to be very easy if Dexfam does lock in as that Garen. He has been practicing it a lot. He gets very good results in ranked with it. Did call it out at the beginning of the game, and potentially a Xin coming down as well. Who's going to be the jungler in that team? Kaz or Xin? What's going on? Got a PM from Rylet. I got to check this out. Can you see my thumbnails? Oh, the delay are lots. Maybe I should put it in there. The delay is always 3 minutes. Champ Select is live though, and we block summoners. Yes, we do, because people jump on the stream and get all cheaty. But of course, I do share if they go double smite, because they deserve to die. No, I won't do that. I won't do that anymore. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. But who in their right mind would double smite Koreans? Probably Koreans. That's, yeah. As soon as I say that, it'll just be like a team of Koreans. Somewhere over in Korea, this epic LoL tournament. Let's go full smite, take over all the jungles in the world. He's Backdoor and White Wolf, just maybe. I'm raged they could have gone for the Aria. Would have imagined he went for the Katarina. He's been doing quite well with Katarina in ranked. He likes that burst, he likes the jumpiness. But again, they don't really have that much sustain. I would have expected a Rise more than anything else. Rise with the teleport, but I don't think Rage has that experience on him. I'm not sure. I'm really not. It just says he loves the cat. And potentially the Cho'Gath, just maybe. Looks like he is going to stick with the Ahri. We haven't seen Ahri play in tournaments for actually a very long time. Despite the fact she's still a pretty damn effective assassin. It really is. A lot of fun. Very pretty too. So pretty, that character model. Those tails. No. But yeah, it does look like Tara getting locked in as well for them way back when I didn't actually talk about it at all. So that's potentially going to tank them up just that little bit more. I didn't notice it. I was like, they're getting a lot more tanky than BDP right now. Just maybe. By the way, if you don't know the names of the teams, BDP stands for Backdoor Plumbers. Don't look into the name too much, I beg of you. Anyway, ILD does stand for I Love Dodie, which I believe is pretty harmless. It's got a hashtag BDP. What you doing, Asterix? What you doing? Oh no, I'm talking about NZ League of Legends Esports. Nice, lol. F indeed, I am even saying it. Nisir. Going for a little. But yeah, I'm talking about NZ Esports. Over in the LCS, why not? Definitely. Ahri Assassin. Heaps for rocket. X2? I don't even. Okay. All company of gamers. No, she hasn't. It's very sad. Okay, the delay remaining has gone off, so we can release some of the spells. Yay! Guess what? It's not double smite over on ILD. Hooray! It was Draven picking it up, but he just didn't want to go for it anymore. Anyway, there's going to be a jungle Xin, so we're going to see Kha'Zix in the mid lane up against Ahri. He does sort of okay against her, but if he gets too close and she manages to land her little hearty thingy, yeah, she's gonna really burst him down quite effectively. But he can dodge that decently. When you get close in, it's very hard to hit skill shots, to be honest. So I think she's going to be harassed quite a lot in lane if she doesn't max her Q. If she doesn't go straight for that damage up or with a Q, she's going to have to stand back and farm. And she might have to do that anyway. If she doesn't hit it, then she pushes the lane a bit too much and Kha'Zix can get up in her face more effectively. Anyway, down for the ADC is, of course, range on Caitlyn. Definitely not so much range coming out from Draven, but far more burst damage, and he does have a Taric, so stuns are going to really hurt. But of course, poke coming out from Sona can really hurt as well. So it really depends how aggressive ILD are, how they choose to be. They could really not be if they wanted to. They really could not be. But, you know, I would have given that poke lane to Sona and Caitlyn. But considering Taric does have a stun, he can get up close and personal, dealing a lot of damage and getting very up in your face, letting Draven dish out the damage as well while he takes the hits. You know, it's really up to them how they want to play this game. And then the jungle's in. He's very, very good at stealing them jungle minions. He's great for those. He's great for those invades. Getting another jungle, he can really harass them well in that situation. And Jarvan, great initiates for him. Dragon Strike Demacian Standard, completely unstoppable. Yes, nice here, lol. I did get a new mic in the last couple of weeks, I think it was, because technically got a new mic. My Gamecom Commander headset, by the way, big shout out to Gamecom. They make amazing headsets. I'm using the ones that I bought these ones over in Australia. I'm using the ones that they use in the LCS. So if you look in the LCS, they've got Gamecom Commanders for the players. It's wicked. Amazing brand, great mic quality. And I like headsets. A lot of people are like, buy stand mics and everything. I'm like, I don't know. I like my headsets. I want to look like a true shoutcaster with my headsets. Yeah, they are Gamecom Commanders. And I recently... Oh, it is Sarian. Totally. You can't say no here for shite. Teach me how to say. Yeah, my Gamecom Commanders actually recently broke about 2 weeks. About a month and a half ago, and I sent them back, and they replaced them completely for free. So they sent them back, and I got myself a new headset. So I am back to using the Gamecom Commander, so you guys do get decent mic quality. And you can hear the horrible quips in my voice as my voice slowly breaks over the night, and puberty hits me very slowly. Sorry, I depubertize. That's the one. I get younger as the night grows older. What is okay? Absolute. This is happening. Oh yeah. Couple of borders. You will love it. Draven border. That's going to be scary. Just maybe. Come on and load in. I'm getting bored of this. Anyway, team fight wise, I did say this before. A lot more tankiness and overall protection, stuns, everything coming out already from the red team, from ILD, I love Dory. But BDP, they're looking at a lot of assassination. I think they'll take it away if they love that early game, if they really get aggressive in that early game. They push the lanes, they deny the farm, they get the kills. That'll be what gives them the lead, and then it won't matter as much for Jarvan to jump in. But if if it is going to be a stale lane for both sides, or if it is going to be ILD picking it up in the early game, they're just going to scale a lot better. They've got the tankiness, they've got the stuns coming out from everyone. The stand aside from Draven, technically not a stun, still a CC. And yeah, they'll be able to scale from there because they tank up a lot more effectively. If Kha'Zix tanks up, he still does a little bit of damage, but he really needs those early kills to tank up quickly so he can move into the damage to be more effective. It's a bit of a toss-up. I do think late game ILD, they've got a lot better chance to take this away. It's going to be an early gameplay coming out from BDP, and the screens didn't change. Hate my life. There we go. Everything is better now. Haven't been casting for a while. I am back into it though. Gonna do it. Oh yeah, again this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. If we get enough teams, apparently teams don't want $600 first place. We do have a couple of teams signed up, but not enough. But yeah, the first Grinders tournament will be happening this weekend at MCC Internet Cafe in Auckland. So you can come down and watch that live if you want. We will have a projector screen up and a couple of people here casting, including myself. I'll probably be administrating a little bit more. Definitely. Anyway, bloop. Dat overlay, most definitely. And unless you mean something is wrong with the overlays, in which case, shh. Damn. Do inform me if there is something up with the overlays. And don't say it exists. That is not what's wrong with them. Big shout out to Jeff Ye, by the way, for doing these overlays. He's an amazing guy. That's Tarek Astley over in the chat. If he is still listening to me, if he is still listening and not munching on a tasty burger, of which I recommended to him. Anyway, it's going to be Kate trying to go for an invade, actually catching Seth with a trap. Sneaky little Erlen, and look at that, all of that warning coming out from BDP, and I haven't even, have I matched these guys up yet? Yeah, I have. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. There is a lot of warning coming out from Backdoor Plumbers at the red jungle there. I don't know, maybe it's going to be Zin trying to go for that invade after he grabs blue. I would think it if he's looking for that early sight. But there is actually that red buff in the, sorry, red buff. There is actually that ward coming out from I Love Dory in that bush there. So if he does come around and try to go for the steal, Kha'Zix will pretty much be aware of it. In fact, it is Jarvan doing it, not Kha'Zix. Jarvan on the other side of the team. Because Kha'Zix is on BDP. But Jarvan, he does have a decent escape, and he could probably engage on Zin if he knew he was there. He'd be pretty happy to. But it is going to be a red start. No, sorry, no, it is going to be a blue start. Where is my mind going? Is Larry Rack? I have no idea. I wish he was, though. Does anybody know what that guy means? Because I don't. Bot lane, it is going to be Elixir of Fortitude coming out from Chaos Depth. That is going to hurt a lot when he pops that out. He's going to be very deceptively tanky. I believe he's also got Barrier. So this guy here, he is not going to die. He is not going to die. He'll be able to sustain so much damage and dish a crap load of it out as well. Of course, he doesn't start out with that longsword or anything like that. That first blood going out in mid, thanks to Tommy Tinkle getting aggressive in the mid lane. He is actually swapping out with Ari in the top lane, who's getting up close and personal with Garen, trying to outrange him. That was, I guess, the attempt for the lane swap, but Garen can just play lane bully from the bush, so I don't know if Ari's going to have that much of a good time with Garen, but who couldn't? Oh, seeing as they did see those early wards, Arlott has been staying up close and personal with that ward, so he doesn't get ganked out. Zin actually having to take over that mid lane because of Tommy getting too aggressive. But that is a very aggressive Tommy going up with a WQ combo in the mid lane already this early in the game against Tulsa. Going in the mid lane. So he did manage to burn out his Ignite, but that got him that first blood. Going to be going well for him. Let me just check what he's doing. He's floating 800. That's going to do so well for him in the early game. His burst is going to scale quite effectively. But Kha'Zix does scale pretty damn well no matter what happens anyway. So let's see if he goes straight for a brutalizer. Let's see if he goes straight for that poke. And here we go, Ray's doing enough. I think, you know, Rage, he does have that sustain with his Q when he manages to proc the passive. When he manages to proc the Essence Theft. That's the one. And I believe the Q is Orb of Deception. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's the Deception a little bit. The bot lane, pretty even, going back and forth in the damage, but we do see Arlot sitting in the bushes there. Jarvan, of course, he's got great initiate. We'll see if he jumps into there pretty quickly. There's no sight on him as of yet, but there's no pushing going up from either lane. There we go, forward going in with the Dazzle. They do manage to jump on Chaos Seth, but he flashes out before the knockup activates, with Seth switching focus over to Reaping. Didn't quite work out from there, but they did manage to burn a flash coming out from Chaos Death. So sort of in their favor, but the flash also went out from Ford, hoping to get that kill. He didn't throw out the exhaust. Surprising. I would have thought he put that down onto Sona. That may have grabbed them a kill, as Seth was really making work on that Sona. 0-1 right now in the game, thanks to Jax in the mid lane. Those wolves have run out in the red jungle now, but they are pretty warded up. Ari is lacking in wards though. She's pretty vulnerable up in here, but soon Garen's going to become so as well. His ward's just about to go down, but it is in the mid lane actually. Jax picking up a Doran's Blade together with that, together with the cloth armor. That's pretty good in the mid lane. He's really aggressing Tulsa right now, and he does have his elixir activated from that last engage, I believe. And no, Chaos Seth's actually not getting that aggressive up against Seth Clearwater. Staying in the lane thanks to the elixir, and still sitting on 5 pots, so maybe not looking to go back anytime soon. Trying to out-farm Draven, maybe. Doesn't want to get up close and personal with him though. They don't have any sight of the river bush. And that could spell a very easy gank for Jarvan. If he puts too much pressure on the lane, she's just not going to be able to do anything. Seth will be dealing so much damage with that longsword. Of course, a little bit less in the way of sustain. It will be Chaos being able to stay in that lane a little bit longer if Seth doesn't aggress him out of the lane very quickly. But that's 5 health pots. I don't think that's just not going to happen anytime soon. Again, sorry I don't have any dual casters with me today. Heaps Zong power, man. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to say it. I'm sure it's going to come bite me in the ass, but Zong power, asterisk, Zong power, just for you. Yeah, we are missing the Snowy Rock show this week. Of course, we don't have Rockmar Miller. There we go, Riot Gamson going to get jumped on in the top lane. Down goes Jarvan, trying to get a gank off onto Garen there. A pause going out. Maybe that was a DC. Where has my mouse gone? There it is. Oh, God. Oh, no, it's doing that. Okay, you guys can't see it because I've deactivated it on the stream. But my mouse is going nuts. It's not letting me click on anything. I wanted to see the chat. Oh, my God. If you guys could see my mouse right now, you'd be going, what? But it has been paused out. Maybe that DC from Garen in the top lane. Rage is most definitely going to get away from this. But yeah, Jarvan did go in for that gank. Didn't quite find that onto Dash Stam. Nearly, though. Very nearly. Anyway, overall, let me just check out the CS. Pretty even in every single lane except the mid, of course, getting that first blood. And the top is doing pretty well for Garen. He hasn't even needed to pop his elixir, and now he can just go stack up. He can just, whoa! And now we're going over here. Okay, we're going over here. Okay. My mouse is going crazy. Losing my mind. Null Magic Mantle. That going to be coming out from Garen most likely in the top lane, so he can aggress Ari a little bit more. If he doesn't choose to do that, I mean, he doesn't have to, really. He's still doing pretty well, but I think Ari will scale decently. She hasn't died, and she's not doing too badly behind her farm. Only 10 behind her farm. And there's Tommy noticing Tulsa's just a little bit out of turret range. Stay in the turret range, Tulsa, unless you have a Xin coming in to help out. No, don't activate. Oh, he went for straight Audacious Charge. He wasn't able to get into Jax's face quick enough. Not being able to save the Audacious Charge. Used it for a little bit of poke, but not that much at all. Maybe Tulsa are going to get grabbing blue right here. Yep, does look like it. Once he does, he's going to be able to avoid Spike. Tommy Tinkle a little bit more. Will that change the lane? I really don't think so. Sloppy loving some backdoor plumber there. Yeah, I did just say that. Asterix wants the Van Hammer. He's asking for it. Just you wait. Tear of the Goddess sitting on Tulsa at the moment. That's how he's going to scale up into the mid game. He's going to look not for that burst, but the sustained damage output with his void spikes. No purples down at bot lane. I love doing that as a support. I get two vision, two sight, one vision, double health bot, then take over the lane. Gotta love it when you deny vision in that bot lane. George has arrived. Hello, Lucid. How you doing? Anyway, it's going to be Blade of the Ruined King start out from Tommy Tinkle, and that does take a little bit longer to really get into. Once he does get Blade of the Ruined King, it's really effective, but sitting there with the Bilgewater, if you really don't take as much advantage with the passive as you can, with the active with Bilgewater as you can, it isn't as much damage as you could get with going straight BF or something like that, just saving up for a BF. But you wouldn't want to do that with a Jax anyway. Of course, he's not that resident ADC. Still a decent amount of burst. It's going to be Vamp Scepter coming out from both of the ADCs now in the game, as the farm is starting to go just that little bit more in Draven's favor, despite that range coming out from Chaos and the sustain in lane. She has come back. She didn't use any of those health bots. It's still being aggressed in the mid. Overall, they've sort of got opportunities to roam now that they're 10 minutes into the game. And the lanes, I mean, they're a little bit back and forth, but I think Jax has so many opportunities to roam right now. He can take advantage of the fact that he is destroying that mid lane and see if he can go and aggress that bot, which just has not been moving at all. Jarvan has a lot more opportunities to jump on that top lane, but that is a Garen, almost impossible to gank in there. And Rack, there is a ward there. Yeah, your team was telling you to get the out, and you are doing that. So there's just no opportunity for you, buddy. Oh, he's thinking of staying in here. Does his team know it's warded? Just maybe. Yeah, they're like, nope. Not even gonna work. Not even gonna happen. Anyway, Dashbam does manage to get that kill with a 1v1, a 1-4-1, sorry, up the top lane, and that's what happens when Jarvan dives onto a Garen. He escapes, or he gets that 1v1 as much as he wants to, and there's Tommy Tinkle getting aggressive right in front of the turret. Kha'Zix sitting in the middle of it when he was way low. Empowered strike into leap strike. Sorry, empower into leap strike. Strike all the strikes. And that's going to be a second kill for Jax in the mid lane, 2-0. Now he really will ramp up with damage. Let me see what he's floating there. Sitting at 1200. Yeah, he's well on his way. He can get a couple of daggers, but he won't be able to go straight for the. He won't be able to go straight for the Blade of the Ruined King just yet. Not just yet. Needs another couple of kills for that. In Chaos Step, despite your aggression, you are getting nowhere. Just the heals going in favor of you. Didn't start out with the damage though, and Dravens, well, they always start out with damage, no matter what they do. Who needs a long sword when you're Draven? Who needs anything when you're Draven? Come on, let's be honest here. Apart from people who will let you not die. That might help just a little bit. Ari been doing very well in this top lane. Managed to help out that kill with Jarvan getting an assist, but still 2-1 to Garen. But despite his aggression, she's staying up in CS. She's got that ranged poke, taking out the minions, and I don't think she's been taking that much turret damage either. It's looking pretty even there, except for the fact that Garen's turret is looking not as even as Ari's. But he is getting very aggressive up against Rage. He doesn't have his ultimate available. He did use it to get that kill on Jarvan just before. And as long as Essence Theft runs on Rage enough, she can out-sustain him and out-damage him if she keeps poking him and make sure that passive does not proc. He is going straight for an Aegis. He's pretty crazy. He's looking for all of the damage reduction. He doesn't want to take nothing from Ari. Of course, he can scale right into... Actually, that may not be an Aegis. It may just be going for a lot of the Iron Solari into a potentially a Phage with that long sword and Ruby Crystal, and then going into a Mercury Treads with the boots as well, so he could be doing that. But he's got items that suggest an Aegis. I really don't think so, though. That's not his job. That's Sona's job. Come on, let's be honest. Ooh, somebody saying Viraxel. Oh, Declan, please. Just checking out over in the chat. And what's up, X-Bolt? Sure. Me and X-Bolt going to be helping Darker build up his stream and get his events going for tournaments. Free tournaments coming out from him for his community that he's building just for fun. Get involved in. Go check out XX Darker XX twitch.tv/ that fun stuff. Tools are going to be getting blue again despite his 0-2. I mean, that's not that bad. He can still come back from it, but that, you know, getting that 2 on Jax to start out with that Blade of the King, it's quite expensive. And it doesn't quite scale. He does do auto attack, and if the enemy, which they do have quite a mobile team over on ILD, over on I Love Doherty, they do have quite a mobile team. If they are that mobile, Tommy Tinkle just won't hear any of it. He won't be able to pull off any damage, and it looks like Backhouse Rob, I guess he's going for, isn't going to be able to escape from that. He just got way too up close and personal with Rage, and Riot was able to get a bunch of knockups on it with the Dragon Strike Demacian standard. So much more worth it now with those ganks. Sitting 1-2, he's doing okay. But now with that 1 kill on Ari, she's got a little bit of sustain with that revolver there. I would have expected her to go straight for a haunting, guys. Didn't quite want to. Didn't quite want to get a little bit of health to get it with some penetration, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Chaos Steph's able to get out a little bit more damage on the set, but he's just giving it right back. Yeah, those spinning blades, yeah, they just got way too much over the wind-up on Caitlyn. That headshot just not going to be doing enough. And of course it winds up so slowly. You got to have the speed against a Draven. Otherwise he's just going to way out-damage you. He does have to catch the axes, and that is where you have to try and outplay a Draven. Anyway, Deck's going to be able to get up close and personal with Rage. I'm saying only up close and personal. I don't know why I'm hanging on that. I just keep saying it. Maybe it's because I miss being up close and personal with people in life. You know, just my thing. Blade of the Rune King now finished off onto Tommy Tinkle. And he's also got himself some Ninja Tabe, so he's not taking any damage from Garen. He doesn't care about Xin, and he cares even less about Kha'Zix right now. He really does. And Kha'Zix not going to be allowed to roam. Got to protect that lane. Got to protect the turret that no longer exists. They have traded turrets from the mid and the top lane. So maybe a little bit more running from Drax to put a bit more pressure onto Garen. That's a good opportunity there to take down that top turret. Garen, of course, he's just got speed. He doesn't have range. He's got tankiness. You can almost ignore him in team fights if you know what you're doing. And if you make sure he stays away from low health targets. Yeah, I know, right, Shadow Strike? But I got you. I got you, babe. I'm good. Well, at least I think I am. Unless you're lying to me. Tools are trying to take down this mid turret. Dexfam has come to help him out. And it's actually Dexfam roaming because he did get that top turret. I really would have thought it's going to be Tommy Tinkle because he's got his mid. He just doesn't need to farm that anymore. He's shut down Kha'Zix enough. If they team up now, they do have a decent amount of burst. Ari does a decent amount of damage. She's got a decent amount of CS, and she did get that 1 kill up at the top. She hasn't died. She hasn't been denied too much XP at all. It looks like it's going to be a dragon from ILD, I Love Doherty. And of course they have the control. They've got the kills. They've got the farm. And they're over on the red side, so they've got perfect sight and initiate into Dragon. So they did pick that up, and they're now sitting at 22.2k in gold farm. And again, Jax, you're sitting mid, you've already dominated it. You can do whatever you want at the moment. You've just got to keep an eye on that top lane. That is open for some backdooring, but it is Garen, and his Q is all he has to get away from his Q, and actually his Ghost that he picked up, because I missed that entirely. But the decisive strike, so much movement speed on that he could probably backdoor as much as he wanted, as long as he gets sight on all the enemies. They could push bot and then force and engage at bot to try and get a backdoor up at the top lane. I love seeing those kind of plays when you know the damage output you have and you're just getting into a lane and getting aggressive and trying to take down a turret just for show, and then you back out of it because you know the enemy's coming. and then Garen just appears top lane and slices the turret to bits. I mean, what more can you wish for? Perhaps a Bloodthirster coming out early from Caitlyn. Bloodthirster actually coming out from Draven first off. Gonna hit up some crit next, I would have thought, so he does do a lot more damage with his passive. Oh, so nearly on the charm from Ari hitting on Tulsa, and that would have been a very, very dead Tulsa with Tommy Tinkle there. Could have gotten a stun off and an empowered strike. That's empowered with leap strike, by the way. I'm just gonna call it empowered strike from now on. Cannot be bothered. And there's the stun going off on Dex Farm. Rages there as well. They do manage to get the grab off on him. No, Dex Farm is just way too tanky. With Tulsa there as well, it's going to be damage output. Wazoo. That'll definitely be enough. Dex Farm is really tanked up very nicely. And he did grab an Aegis. He didn't do anything crazy like I thought he might do. He did get the Aegis. I'm proud of me. I'm very proud of me. And grabbing those 2 longswords as well. Brutalizing Garen. It's a thing now, apparently. It's going to happen. But it's definitely brutalizing Kha'Zix. Why would it not be? Gonna be a look of the Iron Solari coming out from Rakora. Rack Hours Rob. Rack Hours Rob. Why not? And that's where the team tankiness will come in. Is it gonna be double Asias coming out from BDP though? Is Sona gonna pick up on it as well? Wouldn't think so, considering Garen has... I mean, that leaves her open to just stick with getting things like Cage's pick, like Twin Shadows, building into that, and also getting Chalice of Harmony. So she builds a little bit, she builds a good mix of damage, goes with her ultimate, and she can sustain damage with that Chalice. You just go, you just go WEQ, auto attack, WEQ, and that's the game. That's it. Oh, I love playing Sona when you just never lose mana, and you do whatever you want, whenever you want. I love Doherty doing pretty well up against backdoor plumbers right now. Especially loving Seth Clearwater on the Draven. He's just dealing so much damage and dealing with the punishment coming out from poke lane very, very well. Of course, they haven't been poking that much, and they haven't had as many ganks from Zern. Of course, not as successful because of the warning from I Love Doherty. So really loving that turret right now. He's had good protection with Draven, making sure he gets the stun off. There's that poke from Chaos, but it's just not enough to deal with Clearwater. Look at that! Look at that! One spinning axe compared to a Piltover Pacemaker. That is just an unfair trade. Draven OP right now. In this game anyway. Oh my god, it's going to be a charm coming out onto Reaping from Rage. But it looks like everyone from Backdoor Plumber is here to have fun with them as well. Probably going to force them out here. I like that double ward. That just happened. But they do have a vision there, so it's going to be enough. Oh, is Tommy going to be enough to focus down Oracle? He does go in, trying to focus down Chaos, but I told you that he's not going to die. He's got that, he's got the barrier, and Tommy will go down. Are they going to be able to continue with this? With Rage now popping the ultimate and jumping on Chaos, getting that last ultimate off. And just one more auto attack. Come on, you're going to make it. Running into a turret. Rage is going to die to Tulsa, but did manage to pick up the last kill. Anyway, Clearwater coming in to pick off a double. Will he manage to go into the triple? I think he just might. The flash coming out from Rakos Rob right now. And the ultimate not coming out. I think he did just burn that before. He certainly did. Willing Death is down. That may have just been a triple for him there. But not going to happen. Sitting 4-7 as it stands, and he's too low. Getting that double in that fight, really what he needed. That stun going out on no, Seth wasn't going backwards when that stun went out onto Yerkas farm, so it's not going to be enough. And the Justice going down on him. Justice Hammer. Justice Hammer when it's actually a sword. Silly Snowy, can't read weapons. Doesn't work. Come on, you all know weapons mean nothing in this game. All champions buy him, but they just carry him around. Still something that you really don't understand. Demacia. A little bit. But yeah, I'm still, I don't know, I think there's a couple of comics out about it. I'm still waiting on those comics where it's just a picture of one character being laden down by like 20 weapons going, I'm so strong! But they can't move. Because logic. And League. They apparently exist. Maybe. Yeah, actually, I would like that. Hammer instead of sword for a Garen skin. That'd be kind of cool. Be like Jaximus getting an axe, because that makes sense with his lore, totally. And actually getting that, whatever that is called. If you guys do know that weapon, let me know, because it's really wicked. I don't know what it's called, but it's so pretty. Looks like everybody wants a piece of the Dragon Engage. Both teams are converging on it, and they all have sight, but they will be denying it. So Denai going out from I Love Doherty. And if you do remember, they did get that first dragon. And by the way, dragon is still there. Just letting you know, but it is invisible. So if they start hitting something, that's where that's going. Just letting you know. I don't know what happened there, but dragon is now invisible. Yep, yeah, oh look at that. Look at that engage. Oh my god. Oh, whoa, okay, there he is. Came at it, okay. That happened. And they do manage to get the dragon. Damage output, destructive, and of course they've got the jungler there to make work. But that is one invisible dead dragon. It makes you wonder if they all just got high and it was Puff the Magic. If you guys remember that song, that was epic. Puff the Magic Dragon, but it was never an innocent song, but apparently all the kids sang it. All the good fun. Anyway, why am I looking at mid lane? Where am I going from here? It's not letting me directed camera. There we go, now it is. Happy me. Lazy Shoutcaster. Blue going down to Kha'Zix again. Of course, he's just been isolated so much in this game. He did manage to pick up those 2 kills with those 2 team fights, but it still cost him his life, as he cannot take a hit. Well, he can output just that little bit of damage, and if he gets the isolation, of course, he can do so much, which he does get with Draven, I think. If they don't protect Draven enough, he can get that isolation damage, but I still don't think he puts out enough of it. And of course, he can't take a hit as well. And Seth Clearwater is scaling with damage so well. Going for the lane clear with the Whirling Death. Let's see if he regrets it later. Boom Boom from Tulsa sitting on blue, so he's going to be able to poke them in this mid lane. Who's going to get the engage? I'm not entirely sure. Seeing it as a 5v4 though, a little bit in favor of BDP right now, but they are very up close and personal. Yeah, I said it again. So Sumi, Dexfam, and Rackhouse Rob. Gonna go with that. Very, very close range. Kha'Zix is not as much, of course. He can get those void spikes out, so he doesn't have to be that close. But yeah, they cannot outpoke that turret. They do have a Caitlyn. She hasn't been getting those kills. She's been farming pretty damn well though. 190 to 220 compared to Draven. And still got a BS sword. Sorry, still got a Bloodthirster, and now waiting on getting. I think that IE is going to come out next. Not going to go straight for the Last Whisper. But hey, some ADCs these days, they do it. It's up to them. As long as they've got the speed, they can pull it off. That's all you need. Focus the auto attacks. Anyway, what has Tommy Tinkle done with his lead? He's actually picked himself up a little bit of tankiness. Moving in with that Giant's Belt, but it looks like they're pretty determined to go and poke this out. I love Doty. Backdoor Plumbers did try to aggress him in the mid lane. Now they're realizing they don't have the poke enough to deal with that turret. They could be farming elsewhere. They really could, instead of wasting their time in that mid lane. Not an entire waste. Jarvan, for some reason, behind enemy lines. They don't quite have sight of this, but they do now with Dexfam getting all aggressive there. We'll have to back out, seeing as I Love Doherty does have the position advantage now. Arlo Gamesmaker, that is a decent strategy. I've seen a lot of Jarvans. Oh, where did I go there? I'm back. I've seen a lot of Jarvans go behind enemy lines just so they can get the a Cataclysm off, and that actually does better for them because they're the focus of attention, and that means the enemy team is blowing everything on the Jarvan, and then the rest of I Love Doherty can come up behind and really deal the damage that they've been built into. Rage now with a Deathfire Graph. That's just insane. Dexfam going to be very, very aggressive, getting right up with this turret. He's going to try and go for the ultimate onto Rylot. He doesn't quite make it, though. Oh, he just quite didn't have the reaction. I think he may have been silent. No, he must have been stunned out there. And it was just a good reaction from Arlo Gamesmaker, getting the Cataclysm and the Flash. But he would have been a very, very dead Jarvan if that Judgment had gone down from Garen. One very dead Jarvan. as opposed to those semi-dead Javans that just occurred right there. Now with that push, they are able to go in there. So it is a decent death from Digfam. It is the Javan lockdown that has been pushing them back. Sorry, that has been pushing backdoor plumbers back. And that just means another turret going to backdoor plumbers. Gold advantage sitting about 5k. An advantage to I Love Doty right now. Not that much of a gold lead. It is enough to say, hey, we're going head to head, and guess what? We're going to win. But is it enough to really take away the game? I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of damage to be built up onto backdoor plumbers. They have a lot of room to scale. And surprisingly, a last whisper actually coming out from Tools though. So that's where all of his penetration is going to come from. Outside of his, outside of his Black Cleaver, and picking up a mana mute as well. More mana scaled already. Working into it. So when he really gets in your face, he will deal a lot of damage. I'm guessing his focus is going to be Seth, but I think he's going to have a hard time dealing with that standard side and the spinning blades. He is dealing a lot of damage, and as long as he's got the sustain to pull it off, just considering that Toolsa has been taken out very early in the game, and he's caught up very well in farm. He's done well to use his Void Spikes to stay in the game. And Tommy Tinkle actually playing with Digfam pretty happily. Considering he was getting so aggressive in the top lane, he's gone from Aegis into a Black Cleaver, and we did see those two longswords out at the beginning of the game. It was very surprising, very strange to see. But he has finished off with that Black Cleaver, funnily enough. So he's gone for that hybrid damage, hasn't managed to get out a Giant's Belt just yet. Now getting into mid game, there is one very tasty dragon here. It's been all the dragons to I Love Doty so far. They've got the map control, they've got the sight, and they have the antagonists in their team. They've got the engagers as well. Oh, they have sight of this as well. Oh, we're going to see a Cataclysm. No, it is going to be a Demacian Standard, strike into a Demacian Standard. And they do manage to get down Chaos Depth instantly. That is all of their damage gone. Reaping going to follow along with Rako Rob and Tulsa. He's doing a lot of damage to Rage, but just not enough overall. He's not able to back up his team. Great sight from I Love Doty. Very good response from that as well. And they're going to be able to get a very easy dragon here. Demacian Standard into Dragon Strike, so OP. Did he even Cataclysm? He certainly did. And that was unexpected. Tools are actually throwing out a Void Spikes, managing to get the kill on Rage. That just happened. Sort of jumped back in there. Okay. Rage did not get out in time. That's what you do when you're low. You gotta run. You just get out of, especially when there's a Kha'Zix. You'd think a Kha'Zix is shut down. Those Void Spikes are gonna hurt no matter what, especially if he has that much armor penetration. And of course, he has built quite a decent amount of damage with that mana mute. With that more mana, come to think of it. It is not over yet, White Wolf. It is never over until the game ends. You guys have seen it before. X-Pekka is living proof of that. The game is not over until Kassadin says it's over. Just a giant in your face. You can imagine this hand sort of pressing in your face. That's what League is. That's why I laugh at people who try to surrender in ranked. They make me laugh a lot. They make me chirp. Anyway, we are moving into a Sunfire, going into a Warpmogs potentially for the Javan. Actually, could be finishing off a look at the Ancillary as well. Thinking he's looking at that Warmogs though. Taking up for his team. He's done very well with his engages, and hasn't actually blocked off too many of them with the ultimate either. Oh, out goes the ultimate. The Crescendo from Sona managing to catch off Tommy Tinkle. Rylock Gamesmaker reacting to it, managing to isolate them with his Cataclysm and get out of there with a Demacian Dragon Strike. There's some play for you, people. Isolate the enemy team and jump right out of there. That is a disengage with a Javan. Oh, Flash actually popped out from Fort Cortina. He's going to be saved by Seth there. Are they going to move in for an actual team fight? Now Sona's ult is burned. They won't have that. They won't have that massive ultimate destruction. Isla doesn't really need to focus her. She's doing nothing around. She's got no mana or anything, and she cannot support her team. So they've got no team ultimate. Oh, Ari actually managing to try and focus down. The ADC there, but she doesn't manage to find it, and Jarvan actually getting too close to the enemies. Fam's going to be taken down very quick in the piece. Chaos wasn't taken down by Ari, though, and he's able to go around and do whatever he wants. He didn't quite follow up. Oh, does manage to get off the 90 caliber net, and Jarvan coming out behind that. Kha'Zix pulling off the damage with his spinning axes. So let's go back there. We know action isn't going to pick up for a little while, and we'll have a slowdown and see exactly how that fight went. No, it was right just here. Silly me. Sorry, I love doing this. I love slowing it down for you and let you see exactly what just happened in the fight. Anyway, slowing down now as we do get the engage. See, Sona's ultimate is down, and we do see Rylock Gamesmaker go straight for her despite the fact that she's doing no damage. This may have been where he went wrong. He did take a lot of damage, and he did not put enough fruit steam for him to sustain in the fight. Riven just doing nothing. As the rest of the damage does transfer onto Tommy Tinkle, he does pop his ultimate. He's very tanky at the moment. He just does not take a hit. Rage sees an opportunity and tries to go for Chaos. She really does have a lot of damage, but she's now isolated right in the middle of backdoor plumbers, and Rylock just got in the exact, Arlock got in the exact same position. Ace in the hole wasn't actually popped out there by Kate. It does get the refresh as she goes in, and she now gets free reign with damage. Tommy actually walking out of there. She doesn't manage to ultimate him down. Surprisingly, she does have it active. She doesn't burn it, and Seth is just pretty much running wherever he wants to. He's going to get that kill on Kha'Zix. You know what's going to happen. And Chaos manages to finish off forward without even using the ultimate. Just relying, and actually, strangely enough, he did. It looked like he fired off a dazzle there, but I think the sight betrayed him. Of course, there was that ward there. I think the auto attack revealed Caitlyn for a second, but he didn't quite get the stun off. Gotta be sad to be a to be a silly little Tarek these days. Okay, gonna go back to live now. 10-15 as Sona moves through. Oh, okay, yep, Zin's just sort of sitting there. That is one very dead Sona, getting way too close to Seth. Not McFarlane, not Green, it's going to be Clearwater, and now they're going to jump on the Baron. They've got no Sona, and that means no ultimate, but they've still got a lot of lockdowns, they've still got a lot of damage, but there's just way too much damage in Goldie from I Love Doty. They pick up the Baron, and Rag tried to go for that Baron steal at the back, but he had to deal with Tommy Tinkle with his jump there. Not going to make him happy. Leap Strike doing too much, making the opportunities. Baron and 2 kills coming out from I Love Doty here. I'm pretty sure they've got the control in this game that they need. Now if they isolate for farm, they can guarantee their win, and they can outscale the enemy team so much more. There's still that ultimate on Sona, and if Rakarub does hold off his Crescent Strike for long enough, that may just give them the game. That can definitely isolate players enough. But as I said before, Leech Strike on Jax, Dragon Strike to Mycian Standard on Ta'ala. You've got Spirit Rush, I believe it is. Yes, Spirit Rush on Ari. Stun coming out from Tarek, and Stand Aside coming out from Draven. You can't touch them when you get the engage. If you get the perfect engage, you just can't do anything. A lot of it rides on the Sona ultimate. If they can pull enough damage off during the Sona ultimate, and they've got a turret there to engage with, they may be able to come back from it. They may be able to fight a fight, and actually give them a fight to fight. With all the fights. Yeah, that just happened. 10-17 in the game. And coming up to nearly a 10k gold gap. Not quite yet, though. Turret protection seems to be enough, keeping backdoor plumbers alive. But with a Baron to deal with, I think the poke from I Love Doty could be enough. Although, again, if they take all of that jungle, they can back out freely and just try and bait backdoor plumbers into getting out of position. They don't seem to be following through with that, though, as they do manage to get a kill on Chaos Depth with the Whirling Blade from Seth. That was nuts. Great focus. And did the 90 kill the net come out? No, not at all from Chaos. So just not enough reaction time. Very quick thrown out from Seth. Clearwater Now that it's a 45, I Love Doherty can go in here and do what they want. There's a very good ult from Sona. You can see that damage pushing I Love Doherty out. But now they've isolated BDP. They've separated them. Reaping's going to get focused out by Chemi there. And Rage managing to follow up with Zip Clearwater onto the Kazakhs. It's just not going to be enough. This is going to be an easy turret, an easy inhibitor, and most likely they're going to transfer to bot and grab themselves a couple of turrets as well, unless they don't go for the win, which they might do. It is 30 seconds until Sona is back up. Is Rakow's going to try and come in here for a bit of aggression? He's going to try for it. Oh, they're not going in for the kill. They're not playing it bad there. They're really getting stuck in. There's the kill. Doesn't even matter. Anyway, going to be a win from I Love Doherty. Onto Backdoor Plumbers. Congratulations, guys. Making the plays. As I said, whoa, whoa. Okay, client. You go crazy there. Anyway, congratulations. I Love Doherty. Doing really well against Backdoor Plumbers. I did call it in the beginning of that game. If they let I Love Doherty scale there, they've got all the CC, all the engages, all the mobility, all the disengages. They do what they want. And they've got a Draven. Who can argue with that damage? As long as you're skilled enough with the lag in New Zealand to catch those axes and not be punished for it. I mean that's where you have to get a Draven. You have to see where his axes are spinning, especially as a Caitlyn. And yes, here you go. My voice is cracking. What is happening? One cast, one game, and my voice is gone. Oh, great. Yeah, getting off that. I'm so horrible. Sorry, the Piltover Pacemaker onto him when he does have those opportunities thrust upon him. That is how you sort of lane out a Draven, but it's very difficult to do that, especially with a champion like Tarek. I'm forgetting, my brain just not working. But like when you go up against a champion like Tarek, you just can't really touch Draven as much. And of course, if he stuns you out, you're going to have a lot of damage pushed on you by those whirling blades, by those spinning axes. Whirling blades or spinning axes, whirling death. And spinning axe. Not plural, although you can get two going at the same time, in case you didn't know. So, next game going to be coming up pretty quickly. TFM NZ versus Earth and Turf. You do not want to miss this. Two amazing teams, TSM and Z. They've been living up to their little trolley name that they've brought to the scene. And maybe they even deserve it in the NZ scene. Maybe they'll move up to Masters and do some real damage. And Earth and Turf, you know them from last season. You know them from NZ tournaments. They're very dominant. They're very strong. They're very capable. They've even got a diamond on their team. Come on, what are we doing here in Grinders? What does this even mean? But yeah, TSM and Z versus Earth and Turf coming up in just a moment. Don't go away.